Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's been a while. How we going, boys?
I'm well.
Good.
Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, a little bit different. That's what we're used to. We probably should explain it a little more. I'll explain quickly where I've been because everyone keeps asking me. I've been sick. I had the flu, and that was pretty bad. Then I actually got over that, and I lost my voice. So I was fine for a couple of weeks, but I just had no voice, so I couldn't go live, obviously. And then I got COVID, and COVID just absolutely fucked me. It has been a nightmare. I've had a few people say to me, "Oh, the flu's been worse than COVID." COVID has been far worse, and I'm over COVID now, but he's left me with a few of his friends when he left, so.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with them at the moment, but I actually feel heaps better today. Just for some reason, I don't know why, the fatigue is heaps better. I've still got the other issues. They think I've got reactive arthritis from COVID, and so my hip, my knee, my whole right side of my right leg has just been in constant pain since I had it. Which they gave me some drugs for, which I got today. So that's helped that as well. And they also think I might have atypical pneumonia, whatever that is. I haven't even bothered to look it up yet because I can't be bothered.
Sounds like fun.
Thinking about it. I've still got a fever and I've still got chest pains and I can't breathe properly. So I have to go get scans. I am supposed to go get scans today. Right. I couldn't be bothered, so I went and saw Cal instead. So I actually felt a bit better. So I was like, stuff this, I'm going for a drive. So that's where I've been. Hopefully we're on the mend now. As I said, feeling heaps better today. So hopefully we'll be back running regular times. I'm not sure about this Sunday. It is long weekend, grand final weekend. I don't really know where I'm going to be, but Chris has got his own stream, which we're going to talk about soon anyway. So it won't matter if I'm not there on Sunday night, because we'll get into that. We'll say hello to the chat quickly, because there is a lot of people here.
They've missed you, mate. They've missed you.
Still feeling the octopus. Yeah, straight in the bottom of the barrel. Nice surprise for a Tuesday. It was late notice too, so if anyone's watching the replay because they missed this, I apologise. But I had no idea I was going to do it until this morning.
We're all going to wake up tomorrow thinking it's Monday.
Yes. What's this? Get your eyes peeled on the octopus. I heard he's had thoughts of sending it. Yeah, well, he's tried. He has tried. Josh, how you going, mate? New additions. I don't know the new additions before. Nice to see you. Secondhand Gang Vic, Raucous Reg. Two Aussie Thrifters. Is this where I get the waffles?
Mate, if you're offering, I'll take some waffles.
I'll take some donuts while you're at it.
Thank you, Mr. Furlong. Received the stuff today. I'm guessing that was from your live stream, Chris?
Yep. Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Yeah, well
Hassan, my man, how you going? Rack Raiders. Mrs. Rack Raider is still up, but it's past their bedtime. Tell you what, it's past my bedtime as well. It's quite right. I've spent a lot of time on the couch lately. I can tell you that too. The Western Picker, how you going? Chris collects things, and he also sells things. It's when I get paid more. I'll tell you what, I don't get paid anything for this. I do this.
I was going to say, yeah, your Google will pay you tonight.
Yeah.
A bit more than they normally do.
Christian, my man, how you going? Lozzie, how you going? Jada. Who else we got here? Everyone's talking to each other. Cynthia. How you going? Is Wayno been in jail? I actually wish I was in jail. It would have been better.
So do we. We'd have our Tuesday back.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, I think I'll be fine. I've got a few things planned in the next month, so I'm really hoping it can clear up before then. If not, I might just beg my doctor for some drugs. Sold my first thing during a live ever. Wow.
It's not bad.
Fresh for Wayno. You get better now, thank you. I had a fresh haircut today. Went down and saw my hairdresser, Kelly, my second mum. Kind the cutters. Let's not talk about the footy. Matilda, Pat. Sorry, I'm late. You're on the shower. That's a weird place to be. Doesn't really work that way. That's supposed to be under it. Congratulations to Bohdan on the 20K.
Good stuff, mate.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I don't want to.
Is that
Be too noisy.
Is that 20K 90 day?
20K 90
Yeah, that's
day.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
so
That's excellent.
Nice.
as I said, doing it part time and with everything that life brings you, to be able to hit that, it's always exciting. And I did say to Kate, because Kate last night was kind of like going, "Oh, should we do something to celebrate?" I said, "No, let's just, once I can actually employ myself, then we'll celebrate." Because the reality is sometimes those figures look great, and no disrespect to people that show their figures, it takes a lot of guts to do that. But I never want to celebrate those things because without knowing everything behind what's brought that figure, sometimes it can be a little bit misleading. And we all know the stories of people that claim to make 100,000 a week on, on Amazon, etc. But when that's what they're selling 100,000, but it costs them 95 grand in stock each week, and they're only making a very small amount. It's it's not what we should celebrate. It's celebrating when we can at more substantial milestones, I think, rather than
when you can afford to go out and buy dinner.
yes, yeah.
If anyone wants to know how much profit is actually in something like that, go and watch what two other grifters do at end of year or end of financial year. They show all the numbers. Chris does them as well. Go and watch his as well, and you can see that number is really high and it comes way down.
I do mine every week as well at the end of each of my what sold.
Yeah,
because it's important to show people the reality that as much as we say, "Oh, I sold $20,000," if I'm only taking home $7,000 after that, you've got to be realistic, and that's why it's still a part-time gig.
Yeah,
until I can build that up and be able to support the family with it.
I might be logged in on two devices on two different. Don't worry, we're used to that around here. Thought YouTube was malfunctioning for a minute. Maddie, here you go, mate.
Yeah.
Drugs are bad, okay? They're not when you're in pain. We've got a Swannies fan here. Congratulations, Bohdan. Well done. Congrats, lots more congrats.
Yeah.
Bohdan, that figure is still a marker of your personal progress. Celebrate away, buddy. Yep, totally.
Oh, yeah.
See the spaghetti for you tonight, mate.
That's it.
All right. We've caught up with the chat. So the reason we're here tonight, instead of I couldn't come on Sunday. I was just too sick. I talked to Chris about this. I wanted to come on Sunday, talk about his live stream that he's got next Sunday. He has his regular. You have your regular Wednesday nights.
Yep.
So that will be going ahead this Wednesday, tomorrow, and then the live stream on Sunday. Did you want to tell us all a bit about it? A lot of it, no, but
yeah, I'll start from the top in case there's anyone here that just doesn't know, which is fair enough. So I volunteer for a charity called Backpack for Vic Kids, and essentially they provide all the essential materials for kids that are basically being, displaced out of home, essentially, right? And there's about 40,000 of them every year in Australia. So Backpack for Vic Kids is an Australian charity, and that's what they do. And last year, with the help of a lot of the people that are in this, this very chat, we raised about $2,250 to donate, and that was from selling Pokemon cards and things like that. We just lost Wayno.
I'm the captain now.
And this year I figured, well, if we can do that last year, not really doing any of that before, I hadn't really raised any charity or got into the position to do that, I figured, well, if we can do 2,250 last year, I've grown. We've got a bigger community. I've got you guys. Let's go for $5,000. So I've pushed the target for $5,000 this year. The birthday, it's actually for my birthday. I'm doing the charity stream just to give back. And that's on this Sunday, 25th of September at 2 p.m. And we'll be going live, opening up some Pokemon cards that people have already purchased. But there's been a lot of you that have already actually been donating on a regular basis, whether it's through my live streams, just in general. There's people that are doing it for tax donations, which, of course, if anyone's here that wants to do that, please get in touch. But with the help of Diary of a Flipper and Wayno, these two have actually put together a raffle where you guys can win one of 4 different prizes. And basically, it's been really, really good. We're actually, at the moment, we're at $415 in terms of how much we've raised from the raffle. In terms of the total that we've raised towards the $5,000, we're at $1,605. So we still have a lot to go, actually. We still have a fair bit to go. But I have no doubt that we will get there between now and Sunday. So, yeah, that's the spiel. And we're losing half the people as the more I talk.
Keep talking or you're next. That's what happens when you annoy me.
So we got Bohdan back, but yeah, that's essentially. So if anyone has questions, if anyone wants to clarify anything, I believe Wayno wanted us, to have this stream just so we can help continue to raise that awareness. If people want to try and get more involved, if people want to make a donation, people have questions, more than happy to answer all that. If anyone does have a question about how this actually works, essentially the money comes into myself unless you choose to do a tax donation version, and then after the live stream that's coming up on Sunday, it'll be all donated to Backpack for Vic Kids within 2 business days, similar to what we did last year as well. So, yeah, I don't even think we can control the chat either. I think Wayno's actually still there. He said he's just, I think he said his camera died. So
sounds like a good excuse. The minions have got him.
Yeah, I was going to say, Octo minions are in there.
There we go. I can see he says he's trying to fix it. So I can't actually press on any of the comments, but I'm going to read and just see if there was any questions. A thank you to Aussie Thrifters for sharing. We've got all ears chat in the house as well. Hey, Wayno's coming back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
Yeah, you can hear me, but you can't see me. Hang on.
That's okay.
Is that you, God?
My camera has split itself. I'll try to switch to the computer camera.
Yeah, that's fine. So, Wayno, while you're doing that, I'll answer a question that's come on through to Aussie Thrifters. They've asked, what's the current available items for the day? So, at this point in time, if anyone does want to purchase some Pokemon cards, I've got 2 booster boxes of Vivid Voltage. You can purchase 1 pack for $25, and basically the money's going to Backpack for Vic Kids. You can purchase 2 packs for $50 or 4 packs for $100. Anyone that does make a donation over $30, which I've been keeping a track of, also goes in the chance to win a ETB, like an Elite Trainer box of Pokemon, which they vary between $59 to $100, depending on which version. Also on the day, because I have to follow local guidelines and rules and regulations when it comes to raffles, because I'm associating with backpacks, there'll be 4 packs as 1 bundle of Pokemon Evolutions. So these retail at the moment about $100 to $129. So they're being raffled off. And then I've also got I don't have it behind me, but a Celebrations bundle, which should be around $100 worth as well. And then on Wednesday, if anyone that rocks up to the stream, we're also going to be giving away this one with some hot seat donations as well. That one is the Celebrations v Union. And I think there's going to be a couple of other things that will pop up between now and then as well. Just last minute things. I've got a few people that have been trying to get involved. So yeah, lots happening. And of course, if anyone wants to make a donation to just, get a tax receipt or something, then that's possible as well. Wayno, you're back.
Yeah, I missed all that. Can you repeat it?
Yeah. Funny guy.
Yeah, I don't know what happened then. I actually forgot my drink, so I removed myself to go get my drink, and then when I come back, it said that my camera, the USB had shit
Oh, well,
itself. So,
it's probably good because we wouldn't have want to see you with no pants on. So
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. So yeah, we got the raffle. Did you talk about the raffle?
yeah, so I gave a bit more of the spiel. The raffle, which I said yourself and Diver Flipper have put together, which at the moment, based on the dollars that have been paid through, we're at $415 alone on that, which is just incredible, guys. Really, really incredible. You've still got till later in the afternoon tomorrow to finalize that. If anyone wants to get in, there's unlimited slots, and then I'll be basically doing the wheel 4 times tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. on my Wednesday stream. It'll probably be more closer to 9 p.m. that we actually do it in the event. But yeah, that's where we'll raffle it off, and the winners will get to take home their goodies.
Yep, and you can go over to Judda's Insta to join in the raffle. And I was just about to ask, and Brad's way ahead of me. Chuck the link. The link is there. Head over to that on Judda's Insta to join in on the raffle before 4 p.m. tomorrow. I've actually got my Judda showed his off on his Insta Live, so you can see those on his Insta as well. It's the X-Pac WWE figure and basketball cards and stuff. Some pretty cool stuff. I got these just team signed jumpers. This is a GWS one. There's some good players on. I can't remember who's on here, but they are good players. They're not the reserves. And the Brisbane one, probably the best jumper in the AFL, I reckon. The retro Brisbane one.
Did you find these in the thrift, or like are these from your
rags.
personal collection?
No, I bought these off a guy off Facebook.
Yeah, okay.
I went to buy something else. Oh, yeah, I bought a Richmond jumper off him, like a vintage one, and he had these listed for, like, I think he had them listed for $60 or $70 or something, and he ended up selling them to me for $10. So it was really weird.
Heck?
Like, it's like he wanted to give them to me. So I've just had them sitting there in a tub for ages because I've got all my clothes in tubs.
When you rock up with a gun, Wayno, that normally happens.
Yeah. So you should be able to. I mean, if you're not interested in any of the prizes, you can resell them. We're all resellers, so you can resell them. So those jumpers could get you anywhere between $80, $120, somewhere there. The toy and the cards, I'm not sure what their value is. Jada could probably tell us.
I think they're about the same value, about $80, $90 as well.
Yeah, so it's pretty good for $5. Even if you only buy one ticket, get over there and buy them. I'll go through the chat because I missed heaps.
Yeah, I'm super grateful, guys. Like it's amazing.
I disappeared at the same time as you did, Wayno. So there was a lot of conspiracy theories running around as to where we went.
Plastic gets a lot tougher than most people realise. The child protection system isn't great, and they get shifted multiple times. Hey, it's me. Being able to have something.
Someone got a sale?
Yeah.
$5 DVD.
Yes.
So my 90-day total is $5 now.
Your Star Wars DVD arrived safe and sound for you. Lots of people talking. Daniel, son, there you go, mate. I still haven't got my voice back. It's been when I lost my voice like over a month ago, and I still haven't got it back properly. I'm actually worried that it's not going to come back all the way. My vocal cords got damaged or some shit from the bloody infection.
Just had another.
I still sound a bit.
Come in.
Nice. Thank you, everyone. Right, let's catch up. Gotta love a raffle. That GWS will be worth stupid money in 10 years. Yep. If you win it, sit on it. It's GWS and OFL too. We like real football, Chris. So none of this going backwards to go forwards.
It's all right. You like to play, you know, like a group of 4-year-olds at the local soccer club, just all running around in circles after each other.
We should also mention that I think the 2 Aussie Thrifters donated a bunch of Pokemon cards for your charity, Chris.
Yeah, they did. So the last lot of it will be coming out on Wednesday night. This is the last big lot of it. There's been lots of people taking some of the others home over the last few weeks. So super grateful for that. It's been great to be able to just have some fun. You know, I mean, we've been opening Pokemon cards for probably a good year of these live streams, and to be able to just help it go towards, you know, making a difference for these kids, it's just crazy. So I'm super grateful, guys, because this isn't possible without you guys, right? I mean, anyone can make a donation, but together we can make it bigger. So it's been really, we're going to literally change lives. So it's really, really good.
Yeah, massive props to you as well. Like you would be putting in a lot of time into this charity.
I'm tracking everything like a hawk. It's like, but
you're volunteering, the hours you put into it, and then the hours at home, like the time actually physically there on site, helping them build the bags, and then doing all this work. It's a lot of commitment and a lot of generosity, and you should be proud of yourself for it, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
It's great.
You know, it's one of those things that I actually never intended to do. It just started to happen, and then because they used to have an op shop, and I had a good connection there, and I was helping them out. They had to close down in lockdown and help move some of that stock out. And then, you know, I started to see how I could get involved, you know, in general, just to help. And I kind of just got, you know, I didn't get sucked in, but I was helping with some other different things that they were trying to work on, which wasn't related to the actual charity in that sense. And then I, you know, started to help out a bit more. And then I've just found my groove. And now I have a weekly job that I do and go do every Wednesday for half a day. You know, just come in, smash it out, see what I can do. And, you know, sometimes I feel bad because I can't do more time, but this way I can really, you know, get so many more people involved, right? And it's rewarding because you can have fun, we can make a difference. And, you know, there's heaps of people also doing donations. Actually, last year, there was one fellow which he made a big donation, but then because he found out about them, he actually took his entire company there for a volunteer day. Right.
Yeah,
and there was like 20 of them. I don't know if it was 20, but there was a lot of them that went, and, you know, they spent a day there doing the charity work, which, like, that's just crazy. And I had no idea that was going to happen. Right. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Diary Flipper. Appreciate it, man.
JT, how you going? Can't even write today. That's it today. I hope she gets better soon.
Yeah, sick bubs are no fun.
Yeah. I thought we'll talk a little bit. We'll move on. It's been a pretty hot topic the last couple of weeks with the eBay. What was it called, Chris?
All ears.
All ears.
Yes, there was a bit of talk about listing daily, and the guys on the panel there said that it is a myth. It doesn't matter if you list daily or not. So there's been a lot of talk on Facebook groups I've seen, on YouTube, in group chat. So I thought we'd talk a bit about it. I've got a bit of a opinion on it that's probably not the same as most, to be honest. So what do you guys think? Do you think listing daily is... How do I phrase this? I'll give you my opinion first.
I was going to say, can we just link Chris's video from the other night in here?
Yeah, I can share my screen. I've got the diagram.
Just chuck it straight up. Go, Wayno. What's your take?
Here we go.
There we go. I'll just steal Wayno's thunder, but this shows you since I started selling on eBay, right? And the blue line is listings and the red line is sales. Now, there is a correlation there that you can see that the more I listed daily, the more I started to sell. But I think the way you can look at it is if it's not listed, it can't sell. But, you know, so at the moment, if anyone hasn't watched my recent video, I documented showing that, you know, for the first 6 months, I was basically doing on average 4 a day. And then where you see the jump, I started doing 15 a day. And now you can see that it's, you know, it's getting bigger, but it hasn't exponentially grown because I'm not doing any more than 15 per day. I've got about 1,000 items that I could list in one. Well, I've got 1,000 items that I could list today, kind of thing. But I would never be able to list 1,000 items in a day. It's just impossible. So it's about now I'm making sure that I'm doing that consistently. But now I'm trying to also see, well, how can I make that more to 30, make it to 40, make it to 50, or whatever. Because the more I do that, the more I can have more people come in to be able to buy stuff for more items to sell. And the analogy I used was like, if you've got a net to go fishing with and you put a net into the water, doesn't mean you're going to guarantee a fish, but it gives you the chance to catch a fish. But why would you only put one net in to catch a fish if you can put two nets in at the same time and you can potentially catch two fish, right? So I think at the end of the day is like whether you can put one up or 10 up or 100 up, the sooner you get it up, the sooner it can potentially sell, which means the sooner you have more potential of people coming into your store. Yeah, it just makes sense to do it daily because to break down 1,000, unless you have a team of 50 people, it's not going to be very feasible.
Yeah, I think so. My opinion is the guys on the panel, I think we're referring to the algorithm where you need to list every day so that it helps the algorithm push your listings up, all that sort of crap. I don't agree. I mean, I agree with them. I don't think the algorithm cares if you list daily or not. And I know this because I do not list daily. I am very, very sporadic. I will go weeks without listing or just doing very minimal listings. But the end game is this. It's the same result anyway. Like, you still need to list every day or a lot of items over a period of time to make sales. It just makes sense. Like a lot of the stuff I sell is the stuff that I've listed recently, and I will still sell some stuff that's older that's in my store. So when I stop listing, I could pump up 300 listings in 2 days, and the next 2 weeks I'll have solid sales, but it will start to dry up because I've sold a lot of the new stock already. So then after that 2 weeks, I'm getting into selling just old stock, and it's only dribs and drabs that are going to start coming through. So I don't think the algorithm really matters. I think it's really kind of irrelevant, really. I mean, before I got sick, I did about 1,000 listings in like 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks or something. I got that big DVD deal, 3,000 DVDs. So I pumped out tons of them. My 90-day total is still where it was back then when I got sick like months ago. And I've barely done any listings for the past couple of months. I'm still selling 12, 15 items a day. And a lot of those are repeat customers. I even had a guy message me the other day. He buys from me like several times a week. And he said, "You've just got so many DVDs I want. One day I'll try and buy more at a time or whatever." He just keeps coming back because he can't afford to get them all at once. So I really don't think the algorithm cares, but at the same time, you still need to do it.
Yeah, it's a catch-22, right? I mean, it's like if you want to sell something, it has to be up there, right? If it's not up there, you can't sell it, right? And I would love to list more, and I'm working towards doing that. But it depends on your lifestyle. It depends on your routine. It depends on your capacity. It depends on what you're capable. It depends on what you're selling, because it takes a lot of work, right? And I think anyone in this conversation will know that, DVD is really quick to do because you don't have to be doing 12 photos, right? Because there's not literally 12 photos you could take of a DVD. But when it comes to like a book, even like that, I'm going to be doing all the sides. I have to do the insides. I have to do everything. Even though it's not a lot of work, it still starts, if you're doing 12 photos versus 3 photos, you're up there, right? And that takes time. If you're trying to do 20, 30 a day, to get ahead, you then have to batch, you have to invest more time, and it takes a lot of work. So that's why it makes sense to do it daily with a consistent number, because it's more for us than it is for eBay, I think.
Yeah, like I don't do more than, like you just said, books. You could do more photos. I did a few books yesterday. First time I've done books in a long time, and I was like, I just took one photo like I do with DVDs. Let's take one photo of DVDs, and I just the one photo. I'm like, maybe I should do one at the back as well with the books. So the books get 2 photos.
Wow.
The DVDs get 1. I don't have any problem selling DVDs. I always, unless it's like a music DVD or something with the track listing on the back, always just do 1 photo for DVDs, and I have no problem selling them. I don't, eBay recommends stuff. I'm not going to tell people not to take more photos, but that's just the way I do it. I sell plenty of them, so I don't think it really bothers me. Kara's here. How you going? I saw. What did I just see?
Oh, there's a bit of chat going on, especially with our all ears man there, which is awesome.
Yeah, I saw a big change when I started listing 10 a day from
5 a day. And I'll say, like, evidentiary, I went from 5 a day when I first started at Repco, and I was doing about $1,000 a week, and I pushed it to 10 a day, and I'm now averaging over $2,000 a week. But you'd expect your sales to double if your listing doubles. So, but the other thing that I think has been missed in all of this discussion is ultimately over time you learn what sells better as well. So as much as you've got to list stuff to sell it, if I list 100 crappy Bonds t-shirts for $2-3 a pop, they're not going to have as much interest as 30 band shirts. Or even 10 football jerseys, or 5 vintage AFL Guernseys. Yeah. And that's where really it comes down to is getting to understand what you're sourcing and what's actually going to move. And I think that's the biggest thing with listing. It's no use listing 1,000 crap items. And you'll know this, Uncle Wayno, with DVDs. Like, how many crap DVDs do you come across that are pointless? You put them on there to generate numbers on your store sometimes, and to have activity, because like you said, Chris, if you don't have it up there, it doesn't move, but having it up there gets extra eyes on, and that's what you want. But it's about having quality stuff as the majority of the items that you're listing. So that's where, over 2 years of sourcing now, I've been honing that in a lot better and understanding what to be sourcing and when, like this week I'm putting on AFL Guernseys and stuff for Sydney Swans and the Cats and all that. And next week I'll have whoever's in the finals for the NRL, and, all of my soccer gear's going up for World Cup at the moment as well, with the lead into the World Cup. So it's also about being aware of what's happening around you.
What's relevant?
As what's relevant, what's people have an interest in, where disposable income is, and that's something else that is super important whenever you're listing anything.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to catch up with the chat. I ignore a lot of dumb messages. Should I be replying? Yes. I will. I will just straight up say I don't reply to them. I ignore a lot of dumb messages, or
I had a good one last week where a guy was whinging that I was trying to sell an RM Williams shirt for $50 for a secondhand RM Williams shirt, and I was like, well, you can buy it if you found it. I couldn't care less. So I was just responding to him because I know, it's activity brings activity. So I was like, I'll just keep talking to him. I'm not going to ignore him. This is great. It's like the whole YouTube phenomenon as well. Like, likes and dislikes, it doesn't matter. It's activity on your page, and that's what causes YouTube to draw more people into your page. And the same thing here. If you're doing all those little bits and pieces every day, being active, being responsive, it'll drive people to your page.
End and sell similar helps if I'm lazy too. One thing with end and sell similar that I've noticed a lot of sellers do is they end the items that are already ending that day, and they sell similar those ones. I wouldn't do that. Like, I end sell similar my oldest listings. I get sales from the ones that are relisted automatically. Like, like I'll have a day where I sell 4 Xbox 360 games that are old, like they're old stuff, and it's just because they relisted that day. Like, so eBay's already doing that job now. So if you're going to end sell similar, I would recommend just doing your oldest listings. Like,
I think there is a little bit of a difference though between it rolling over to a new 30 days to actually unlisting it, so ending it, sell similar, and rather than just relist. It's the sell similar instead of relist that's the big difference, because when it gets relisted, it's essentially still under that same listing. It's just extending it for another 30 days, whereas selling similar starts it as a different product.
that's true, but it's true. But like I said, like, so all my cassettes are listed on the same day.
Yeah.
So I'll have a day, one day every month, where I'll sell 3 or 4 cassettes.
Yeah.
And it's because they all relisted. They're old as stock, old as. And it's like, so it just sort of makes sense. Like, I'd just let eBay keep doing that for me. Like, and I'll end sell similar different listings.
Yeah.
But
it's the same thing, though, JT just said. Like, it's not always ending it that needs to activate activity. Like, even just amending things. So, like, adjusting the SKU for something, or, you know, something like that. It can be small things like that that just trigger it to be re-elevated. You know, once a month, go through and change something from, you know, like you could change your promoted items listing percentage from, you know, 1.1% or whatever to 1.3%. You know, it's little things like that it automatically triggers an alteration on your item, which bumps its activity back up again.
yeah, I do the same as what these guys are saying. Like I say, my older listings, but I will, you know, if there's a mixture in there of different categories, I will just do the DVDs at one point and just do the CDs at another point. I'm way behind in the chat. I don't even know where I got up to. Are you testing all these DVDs? No way. I don't test any DVDs.
I learned that from you. I don't test anymore. I don't test.
No, games. No, you can tell them.
Look at it and move on.
Yeah. After attending 4 episodes, you'd be surprised at what one considers. Hey, Bianca, there you go.
Hey, babe.
I'll try and catch up a bit. I'm just going to skip a bunch of the chat. Do you have any points on this Octopath?
I reckon you shouldn't list anything at all.
You should send all of your stock to the Octopus to deal with.
That's
Stop
exactly
listing,
right.
stop
That's
using
exactly
eBay.
Right.
Send it all to
Don't
him
listen
so
to
he
eBay.
can deal with it.
That's exactly right. Just no listings, more sales for Chris. I want to push my 90 days plus $5.
Learned something at the road to. Apparently, eBay suggests an item is poor on their site if runs 9 listing cycles. Okay, that's interesting.
Jeepers.
I try not to let my oldest listings get that. That'd be 9 months. Get that far back.
Yeah.
Some people also don't like ending sell similar because it changes the date, so it gives a new list, so they don't know how old it is. But like, I've got 1,600 listings. I pretty much know when I listed each one in my head, roughly. Like,
you know, like what's your first items or what were your earlier items, just because they're the ones that haunt you back every 30 days, right?
Yeah.
I can tell from my photos how old they are.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
The different backgrounds and lighting and everything. Yeah. I'm like, okay, that's from those months. That's from these months.
Like, that's that phase. That's when I was still learning.
Yeah, I got a bunch still that from before I had box lights, and I got terrible lighting in this room.
Yeah.
And I could just take the photos here on this bloody cream-colored bench, and all the photos are yellow. Like, they're just. I'm colorblind. I think they're yellow. They're pretty much just yellow. I sold one like a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, wow, like I can't believe that sold.
But it's the truth though. Even some of those old ones, like I've had stuff that I've had since February last year that just and I keep doing the list and relist every 30 days, and just bang like that, it'll just suddenly sell out of nowhere and for full price, and you're like, what has brought that one person at that one time across that one item where they haven't questioned it, they haven't put an offer in, they've just gone and bought it at full price.
I love that.
What does the algorithm say to that? What does it say to that?
And the other one is when you're getting offers on things, right? And you're declining, or you're sending back, or you send out an offer at like 10% off, and then all of a sudden someone purchased at full price.
Yeah.
That happens to me so often. I'm so curious if like there's another feature getting sent out. It's like, oh, don't miss out on this item kind of thing. And they pay full price.
Yeah, I've spoken about this before. Like, this just makes sense to me. eBay, if you've got a $15 item and you send out an offer at $10, eBay don't want you to sell that for $10.
Yeah, exactly. They want it for
15. So they push it right up the bloody order, and then someone else sees it and buys it.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. It happens way too often for it to be a coincidence. I just want to go back to this. I don't like ending as I lose watches. I rely on watches as items increasing in price. See, I think those watches get an email saying this item has been relisted, and if they're
only
genuine,
if it gets relisted, not if it gets sold similar.
I think they're gonna see it anyway. Like, well, I'll give you an example. I very rarely buy on eBay, and I barely watch anything. So I go and look at my watched items, and I might have 3 or 4 things in there. 2 of them have sold, and I just click on the seller's account and search for it again. And then if they got another one, because it's new stuff, I'm not looking at reseller stuff, and I just watch it again. So they'll find it if they want to actually want to buy it. They'll find it. There's no point having 5 watches on something if none of them are going to buy it. So
yeah, the number of times I've had people that have come and messaged me and gone, "Oh, I was watching this item. Where's it gone?" And I've just been able to say, "Well, I've relisted it. I just, and they'll go find it and buy it, straight away." It's amazing. Like if they're watching it and they want it, as you say, Wayno, they'll find it. That's a big thing.
I just sold something I listed in 2018. That's impressive. That's impressive that you held on to it for that long.
Yeah, and I think also a lot of the people that are watching something, they've probably got to search, on that item. So when it gets relisted, it bumps back into their emails and they're jumping straight on it. Because I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The oldest photos are in black and white.
Hand drawn.
I do sometimes wish I knew which was the very first item I chucked up on the Outback just to see if it's still sitting out there. Sometimes I think I'd rather frame it. Offers coming in are showing algo that the item is high demand. This then pushes it up and starts stimulating the searching.
Beautiful. Love it.
Maybe if we ended up with a really stupid, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind. Just flatline me and then bring me back.
Well, it didn't work when he came back when he lost his camera.
Yeah. If I lose watches, I can't send best offers. This is good for my stock handling, mainly. Yeah. But if they rewatch, you can send them an offer. I'm guessing. I think you also get a lot of other resellers just watching your items.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I do it all the time as well because I'm curious to see what it goes for. Or
if someone's got the exact same thing, if there's only a few of them out there, someone's got the exact same thing, you want to see what it sells for.
Hey Sam. That's an interesting one. Do you guys look up? Oh no, Octopus. Okay. You don't need to answer this one, Octopus. Do you guys look up other resellers that you know? So like other YouTubers and Instagrammers. Do you look up their stores? Octopus has got them all saved in tabs along the top of his computer screen. I've seen it.
Well, I think, and Bohdan's probably the same because we're probably the newest resellers in on this at the moment. But when I first started, so I started doing this with full-time focus in January 11th, 2021. And in lead up to that, where I gave my notice that I was stepping away from the 9 to 5, which was around September, basically October, November, and December, I was just like stalking everyone, whether it's on YouTube or their eBay stores, to learning the tricks of the trade, because that was the only way I could figure it out. I already knew how to resell because I did a little bit, but not at a full-time capacity. So, being able to say, okay, these people are putting up these people are selling this. And I remember, I'm like, are you serious? People are buying this for this much? Like, I couldn't believe it. But it was the best way to learn, because success leaves clues, right? So, follow the clues.
Yeah, same here. Like I really only started on games. That was where I started. That was my background. But then I was following as many, and a lot of them mainly Americans. I didn't do a lot of Aussies back then, because when I first started, that was the content that was being pushed to me. So I had a lot of Americans, and I was just seeing what they were selling, and I was trying to understand what sort of popular culture items, what sort of clothing, all that sort of stuff, to just be aware of other things, because you very quickly learn op shops don't have a lot of good quality games. It's very rare that you'll find a lot of good quality games at a good price. So I had to amend what I was doing very quickly, because I felt like it was right at that point at similar time, start of 2021, where game reselling just took off. It just took off, and anything on eBay, anything on Facebook Marketplace sold like quick as, and for big money, and it was straight on to someone else's hands to be able to then resell at a higher price. So I realized if I wanted to keep reselling, I had to change my direction of what I was selling. So I learned via that method, and that was it. Other people's stores were the best way to do it, just to see what they were listing regularly, what was coming up. And then I also wanted to, get stuff as well that I liked. So I was like, these guys are active. I see what they're picking on their videos. I may as well find out how I can buy the stuff that they have that I like.
Yeah.
See you later, JT. Hope the little one feels better soon. Yeah, I don't look at other resellers and store. I just don't care.
I don't do it anywhere near as much as I used to. Because if I'm looking, I'm doing Terapeak research and stuff. I don't really look at stores themselves anymore.
I've seen a couple when I'm comping. I've seen Judder's store because he sent me some links to sell similar for some wrestling figures I had. I've seen Brad and Jazz's store when I was comping. I didn't even bother going looking through it. Yeah. I actually looked up your store, Chris, a couple of weeks ago when you got those VHS. I just wanted to see the listings because we were talking about it heaps. I haven't really seen anyone else's store to think of.
It doesn't make sense to look at it just for the sake of looking at it, because all it's going to do is make you feel bad if you're seeing that they've got so much better stuff and they're selling so much more stuff than you, right? You're just going to be like, oh, why can't I do this, right? But I think if you're trying to learn, it's just like YouTube. We share our thrifts. It's showing other people what we buy. I mean, whether it works for them or not, or works for us, we're going to find out soon enough. But it's a quick way to learn, right? If you're not sure where to start, because if it's sold, well, it's going to potentially sell again. But, I think as you progress, it doesn't make sense to be doing it, because what value does it bring unless you're trying to break into a new niche that that someone is doing, and you can start to get in there, and unless you can undercut them hugely, then it's going to be very hard to do.
Anyone got low ball off for another reason?
Yeah, all the time.
I saw I can't find them, but here we go. I watched Shit Waiting to Get an Offer and low ball them with a kid. I did it. I'd never buy anything off eBay, but I've got the Blu-ray collection. There's 7 or 8 I haven't got. They're super hard to get. They cost a fortune, for $150 for one movie that was made in the 90s. It's ridiculous. And it's a guy. I've got a couple of saved searches on eBay just for those titles, and one come up and it was 115, and the bloke had 2 of them. He actually had 2, 115. The other ones are listed for 150. So I did the thing that I hate when people do to me. I sent him an offer of $80, and I wrote a message saying, "Look, it was an honest message. I said, look, I'm collecting this set. I'm going to offer you $80. I'm a reseller as well. If you want to accept it, that's fine. If you don't, I'm not going to go any higher. I'll just wait for another one to come up." And he accepted it. So I got a pretty almost half price. So I was pretty happy with that.
I mean, if he's paid $1 for it, he'd be stupid not to take $80 for it, right?
Yeah. Well, he would have paid $35 for it. Oh, if he would have paid $30 for it. These are like new DVDs, like they're really limited, so there's only like 1,500 of them or 1,000.
Okay.
So yeah, he's bought them to flip, like when they've gone up in value. So he's still making a decent profit out of it. He's probably doubled his money after fees and all that shit anyway. So lots of chat tonight.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
So many people I know complain when I send coupons. Stop stalking me, yip. It's like I had the Brownlow was on the. I can't check I send offers out all day long. Brownlow was on the other night. I watched the Brownlow. I jumped on eBay after the Brownlow, and I had 58 waiting to send offers, and I was like, "What?" Like, someone's watching my store. Like, someone's just watched a whole bunch. Like, probably another reseller. It just makes it easier to drop ship if I have your store saved. I wouldn't know whose stores are what. If you got something I like, I'm sending an offer.
Yeah.
I got an interesting question for you, Bohdan. I did see your. I haven't seen your store, but some guy was. We were talking in one of our group chats. Some guy was buying from all of the YouTubers.
Yep.
And so someone saw it in his feedback. Your store name is Falls Creek Flips.
Yep.
So I don't like the idea, personally, I don't like the idea of having flips in my store name. My store name's completely irrelevant on eBay anyway. But do you ever get any customers questioning?
Never. I think it actually helps realistically for people to be able to understand, because what I get more is people asking, "Oh, are you going to be around this weekend?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm coming to the snow and I want to try something on." I get that all the time of people thinking I'm the other Falls Creek. But yeah, I don't have any issues. I think it actually it lets people know that I'm actually trying to do it like professionally, that I'm trying to give them the best results. And I think it holds me accountable in that as well, because I'm trying to build up that brand that people know that if they find me on Facebook, on Insta, on YouTube, on eBay, on Depop, whatever, I'm Falls Creek Flips. It also is then a brand that if I decide to get out and someone else wants to take over, obviously eBay you're not supposed to, but ultimately it's not attached to me. It's all separate, so I can package that up nicely and hand it over to someone else, etc. Or even if I want to have someone else run it for me, let's say if I was to go away, it's not me then. Sorry,
those weird
little arms that pop up every now and again. It's always enjoyable. But yeah, so that's why. So I haven't had any negative issues in regards to it. In fact, I think it's good because I have a lot of people that will buy stuff and then say, "Look, if you find this, I'm keen," because they recognize that's what I'm doing. I'm going and searching for stuff. I'm trying to flip stuff. So, yeah.
But it's interesting anyway, because I remember when people first learnt, like outside of this community, like people every day, people's like, "Oh, you're ripping people off. You're literally going to these stores, buying things for $2 and selling for $50." And I'm like, "Mate, this was this particular jeans." And I said to him, "Mate, when you go into Kmart and you're paying $12 for jeans, they are doing exactly the same thing. It's cost them $2. They've just mass produced them, and they're doing the same thing. But it's just in the law, realms of what makes you feel comfortable." And he's like, "Oh, I never thought of it that way." I mean, we're all doing the same thing, like whether you're wholesale, whether you're a retail store, whether you're a reseller. It's just a different lens, I guess, right? And it feels people have this idea, or I guess they put us in this box that it's dirty because we're ripping people off or we're scalping almost, right? But I mean, it's capitalism. It's what everyone's doing, in society. Anyone that sells anything,
Yeah.
right?
And I mean,
World
realistically, a
domination
lot of
doesn't
what
pay
we're
for itself.
yeah, but a lot of what we're doing is grabbing stuff that would highly like, and I mean, a lot of stuff I've gotten is stuff for free or stuff that people were just going to get rid of, and so it's stuff that is going to go to waste in its small environment, the physical environment that it's in. And what we're doing is we're recognizing its value and placing value upon that, and finding someone else who also places value upon it, and that's awesome. And that's all I say to people.
And didn't someone say they're going to report you because you were selling an op shop shirt or something?
Yeah, that was the guy. He was going to report me to eBay because I was selling an RM Williams shirt for $50. I just said, cool, I'll wait to hear from them.
Cynthia and Lozzie, I hope you haven't looked at my store. I still get email from eBay asking me to put a banner and a logo, a write-up or something. I've literally put 0 time into it.
Yeah.
What's this? What's the brown eye thing, mate? I don't get it.
Were you talking about the Brownlow medal before?
Oh.
Most New South Welshmen don't understand what it is, mate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Brownlow. One of the most exciting, boring nights of television you'll ever see. Do octopuses have nose? No.
He knows nothing.
We are selling goods. We're not selling goods. We're selling our time. I apologise for that. All right. We've gone a lot longer than I thought we were going to go.
I got to go.
I said it was. I've still got a quiz, so I don't know. Do you want to do the quiz, or do you want to
save it for the next live? Save it for the next live. You got it ready to go.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock, so
you should some time to fix the questions.
Yeah,
it's time for me to go and upload a video.
I'm actually pretty happy with the questions I ended up coming up with, to be honest. This is funny. I actually left a tag on an item once. Well, I still gave me positive review. I was happy about the price I paid. I like selling stuff that watches up on the beach. They'll report me for selling a bunny.
Game, and that's where I think a lot of people get frustrated with the Vero element of eBay. Is the whole thing of selling something secondhand. So long as you're not selling it, purporting it to be real when it's a counterfeit, I really don't understand how a lot of these companies can get away with trying to with the Vero thing. It's surprising, but obviously there are laws in regards to EU and things like that. But yeah, it's interesting how you can justify, that once they've sold it to someone else, that they still hold control over that product themselves, that they can stop it moving out of that person's hands to somewhere that they choose. It's just very, very surprising and interesting that that's something that can happen.
Yep, don't forget to. So I didn't mention this. I forgot to mention this before, but the link is actually at the very top of the description of this video, Chris's video that explains it all. So definitely don't forget. And then tomorrow night, Wednesday night at 8:30.
Yep.
Yep. 8:30 is his regular Wednesday stream, and then 2 p.m. on Sunday is the big one. So make sure everyone gets along. The Victorians and the South Australians and the West Australians might be a bit hungover from watching the grand final. So you can just lie on the couch and watch the stream. Donate some money.
Yeah.
Do we want to do the quiz or not? Just leave it?
No, let's leave
it for the next one. Leave it for the next one.
Yep, cool. I'm happy with that. All right. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Thanks, everyone that donated.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you can still go over and join in the raffle on Judda's Insta. $5 a ticket, and you can win all those prizes. It's pretty awesome. What did we get up to, Chris?
We're sitting at 455 for those that have paid. And
nice.
that works out to be looks like I've got 15 individual people, but a total of 91 entries. So lots of opportunity. And at the moment, the total donation pool that I've got for the 5,000, we're at 1,645. I have no doubts that we're going to get so close to that 5,000, if not beat it, because we're not out of the woods yet. We still got half a week to go. So I'm pretty confident.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well
Well
so
done,
get over.
Chris.
Get over and join in the raffle because it is for charity, so it doesn't matter if you win or not, really. But you still a chance to get something out of it. So
That's right.
donate as much as you can. If you can't afford it, that's fair enough. I've seen a lot of messages saying it's good to be back. It is awesome to be back. Hopefully, we'll get back on track. Not this Sunday, but the next. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a roll on and do every week again. So.
It'll be the weekend after that, Wayno, because that's another long weekend plus the grand final, the proper grand final. So we'll all be celebrating after that one, mate.
Oh yeah, no, the proper grand final this weekend. So,
oh boy,
do they do it on a Sunday? They do it on a Sunday, don't they? The NRL.
Yeah, it's Sunday night, NRL.
It's at night on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday night.
Oh, okay.
Normally.
Well,
Sunday Arvo. Yeah, Sunday Arvo, but it rolls over into night.
Okay.
So, but because it is long weekend Monday. That is the October long weekend, the Monday. So you might have people that are already planning to be away. So maybe we should do some more midweek lives, Wayno. Let's do some midweek lives. These are fun.
We'll have a think about it. We'll do it on a different. Well, maybe we'll do it on the Monday night or something instead.
Octo's getting all touchy and feely. So
thanks for your input tonight, Octo. I think you said about 3 words for the whole night.
That's right.
Yeah, it was. Don't sell yourself. Send it to the octopus, and he's going to drop shit all your shit if you do sell it.
Yeah. That's exactly right. And I'm trying to kick Wayno off as well.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. Thanks. Short notice, obviously.
Good fun.
So, yeah, it is definitely good to be back. Thanks, everyone, for watching, everyone that's donated. Get over to Judder's Insta, get in on the raffle, get over to Chris's channel and donate some more. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.